Hello, community. Shawn Key, CEO of CYBR here today. I wanted to start maybe having a few casual sessions and kind of talk to some of the issues that surround blockchain. A lot of what we do for the website is very polished, and I really just kind of wanted to sit down today on a Sunday as the World Cup's playing over here and just chat with you about a couple blockchain issues that some of you may not be aware of. I think that through education and awareness, we can really start to understand why we do the things we do in regards to cybersecurity for the blockchain. So let's jump right in. There's three issues I want to talk about today. A big misnomer is that blockchains are just super secure. That's not the case. Blockchains by design are only intended to achieve greater purpose for security through confidentiality, integrity, and non-repudiation. They will not, by inherent design, solve any availability issues at all. All they really have done is create cybersecurity Bitcoin equivalents. I'm talking about these new blockchains. I can hold your blockchain records for ransom, making you unable to access your required operational data when needed. This will cause blockchain users to lose operational capability no matter how secure the info is. And this is important because it really is insecure to a degree, and people just put all their faith in the blockchain thinking that everything's going to be just fine, and that's not the case. That's why cybersecurity solutions like our cyber are very important to the ecosystem. There's never an absolute guarantee that any particular entry will remain in the best version of the history forever. Blockchains are built to add the score of new blocks onto old blocks, and because there are incentives to work only on extending with new blocks rather than overwriting old blocks, the probability of an entry becoming superseded goes down exponentially as more blocks are built on top of it, eventually becoming very low. For example, in a blockchain using the proof of work concept, we hear about that all the time, the chain with the most cumulative proof of work is always considered the valid one by the network. Within a blockchain, the computation is carried out redundantly rather than in the traditional segregated and parallel manners. Simply stated, if I change enough of the links in your chain, I can push it back onto the network, invalidating all previously known good versions, so long as I can computationally convince the network system to view my changes as the highest proof of work. This means your data is not only lost in support of current operations, but completely irretrievable using any available blockchains you have. Now, who's working on all these problems? We see all kinds of blockchain solutions companies touting their capabilities out there. The reality is that here in the U.S., the real research is being led by IBM and a handful of others, NEC, Dell, Cisco. However, most of this is being done outside of the U.S. IBM's research facility to support their inclusion in the Global Blockchain Forum and the Chamber of Digital Commerce is in Singapore. Not everyone's aware of that. I'm unaware at this moment of any hard research or development within the U.S., so I take most of this with a grain of informed salt. Point being, we're trying to do things here in the U.S. that create real-world solutions for the blockchain, and we feel by educating the community as to what some of these insecurities and vulnerabilities are, we'll all be able to better understand why a company like CYBR is there and why it's important to support this. So a little nerdy talk, I guess, today, but this is all important stuff, and we'll continue to do this. I'd like to start doing it weekly, maybe every couple days. We have a lot going on. But please visit the site cybertoken.io for much more information on what we are trying to accomplish, and hopefully the community will grow and we can all start building our ecosystem and associated utility token to a much larger degree. Thank you for your time. Have a great Sunday, and I guess at this point, go Denmark.